Okay, welcome. So this is Explode Juggernaut, with the main skill being Wretch's Fire and Fire Trap, and a ton of Explode. And the way this all works is pretty simple. Step 1, grab an Elegant Hubris with Caspiro, and the reason you grab Caspiro is for this keystone that it conquers. Alright, gives you Supreme Ostentation, allows you to ignore all the attribute requirements on your gear, but you don't gain bonuses from them. So the one major downside to this is all these notes here that would give you strength. Well, 2 strength is 1 life. And RF, that makes you kind of squishy, because you usually want to stack a lot of life and be tanky. So this is kind of an inverting of the normal archetype of the build, in favor of extreme offense. You also lose a bunch of int, which normally, as a Juggernaut playing Righteous Fire, when your main Righteous Fire gem has an int requirement of 100, that usually means you need to get a bunch of int. But now we don't care about any of that. So downside, lots of damage, lots of tweaking and customization with these new ass tattoos. Downside, a little bit less life. And by a little bit less life, I mean probably about 400 because of all the percent increases. But who cares? You get to YAKUZA tree your whole tree. Alright, so explode sources on this are going to be, how I'm exploding is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources of explode. First one is the tattoos, so 16 of these all the way down here, each one giving 2% chance to explode. That's a total of 32. And you got Oriath for 28. You can get 30, you could define it better. You have Legacy of Fury for another basically 39%, I guess, on mine. You can get 40, 30, whatever. Basically a third of the time. Hinekora's, believe it or not, I think this node is absolutely busted to shit. 5% chance to explode for 500% of their max life. Yeah, the 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but the 500% is absolutely insane when it pops. If you hit proc Hinekora's in the middle of the pack, that pack's gone. And then lastly, since we have all of this explode going on, we have Herald of Ash to kind of emphasize it. And that's all the MTX stuff. The MTX I use for it is Despair. I love this one. Alright, that's the setup for it. Oh, one more thing. Avatar of the Fire is gonna what we're using to emphasize Oriath's End. If you didn't want to go this route for it and you thought it was a little bit too much overkill on Explode, you could probably swap this out for Progenesis. I still think Sternest Wall is really, really good since we're killing so many enemies. You recoup so much of your life. But yeah. So in kind of in short, it's just charge through packs and kill them faster than they can kill you. And as for how it feels to play,
Go to sleep, go to sleep.
yeah, that's how it feels to play. Just kill everything before it kills you. Now the reason for that is because we don't have Mage Blood. We're not invincible. Alright. So to update from the last time I was doing this, last time I was path all the way down here, and I was pathing all the way over here. And the reason I was pathing over here is you path over here, you get some life, the mana res was more point efficient, and you get a lot of damage and fire dot, and allowed you to grab a second fire mastery. Right now I'm not even grabbing the 1%, I'm just grabbing more explode from the fire mastery. Just boonga boonga, blow everything up. So what happened was I had 24 explode tattoos, and I ended up dropping down to about 16 instead. I dropped an extra maximum endurance charge, so my charges are now maxed at 6. I'm not getting all the bonuses from them down here, but I was just 2-star for points when I was trying to theory craft it, and so this is what I kind of settled on, was the best of both worlds. To make up for that, I swapped over to a large cluster setup. Went for 3 notable 8 passives, 2 of them exact same, with some chaos res to help cap my chaos res. I guess I don't really need it anymore, to be honest, but that's just nice to have overcap stuff. I guess you don't need it for chaos. I swapped from an Immortal Flesh to a dope-ass Sting and Vise that I crafted. I also went from +1 gloves to +2. Literally the only changes on this was it said +1 AoE, and I finally got the unveil from Syndicate, so now I have +2. Oh, sorry, unveil to craft the finish. I didn't need it, but I finally got around to it. The reason my last suffix is kind of dead is because I don't need the attributes, and the only other better one is life regen, is flat life regen, and I don't know. It didn't feel like I needed any more survivability really, because I have the emphasis of Death's Rush with Cinder Swallows, so it's just a lot of life recovery when you kill something. You kill tons of things, so didn't need any more regen. Just recouping all that. I got snagged me up someone's failed craft. They had an entirely filled item. They're selling it for 5 div. Went and annulled it twice. Went for an Ashling. Locked suffixes and ogged over and over with fire. Shield done. The only way it really gets better than this is if you og like, I think 15 divines worth of ogs. You might get tier 4. Fire damage is really unlikely, so I settled pretty hard. But whatever, it's a super good shield. You know, +5 max fire is nothing to scoff at. I swapped over to some reservation tattoos. Before these were max life. And my logic for doing that was also because of the next thing that I changed was I went for an Arcanist brand setup with elemental weakness, flammability, and enhance. And the only reason I did that is if you don't kill a mob in a massive pack, you're going to need some bonus damage because you're not doing a lot of single target, really. You're using Fire Trap as an emergency button for single target damage. So my thought process was, okay, cool, that mob survived, fuck him specifically. Arcanist brand his ass. Other upgrades was... Oh yeah, the helmet. Very, very lucky crafting this. And then I templed it at power. I love Gamba. Holy bear. Yeah, that's pretty simple. The cluster setup is... I went over the largest, but the mediums, I went for 2 notables, Flow of Life and Burning Bright on 2 of them. The other 2, and I found this to be the sweet spot, is going for Cooked Alive, is for my chance to ignite. Having this as a chance to ignite, and then having the glove implicit be ignites, you inflict spread to other enemies in a radius of 13, means you can explode something, and that hit can ignite, or it has the chance to ignite, and then it can proliferate. So that's how we're getting the proliferation on this. I'm still using this one single node down here, +1 maximum fire res tattoo, and I'm still using the int gems because I want to stack as many levels on Righteous Fire as possible, even though I don't think I'll hit the next breakpoint. I can't remember off the top of my head. I also snagged me up a Storm Shroud and a Watcher's Eye. Double mod and Storm Shroud. So the Storm Shroud, I'm emphasizing it with Shock Avoid on a Ghastly Eye Jewel, or yeah, Searching Eye Jewel, and then a Flask Affix. Avoid shock. It's not 100%. I could get 100%. I just didn't want to shell out like what people wanted for them. I think 45 avoid shock with Corrupted Blood, so I could save a passive point way down here at the Resistance Protection Mastery. They wanted like 5 or 8 divs for it, and I was like, that's a little bit more than I wanted to pay for it. So yeah, I'm not 100% only immune. It would be nice to get that. That'd be a potential upgrade in the future. The other potential upgrades is really just ignore all that. Just sit in my hideout, grind up, get a Mage Blood, swap out my Cinder Swallow Urn for a Basalt Flask. Oops. With Shock Avoid. Something like, sorry. Swap for a Basalt Flask with chance to free shock and ignite during effect. And the reason you would do that is so that these cremated nodes could be instead be Burning Bright and Flow of Life instead of the cremator node, because it's just better. Like 25% increase in AoE, that's like a no-brainer. And then Flow of Life, damage over time, max life. Like, yeah, it's kind of what the build's lacking, is a good max hit. So that would be one of the other potential upgrades. The other upgrade that you could do is this motherfucker over here. Made an insane Righteous Fire helmet, except I disagree with the enchant. I feel like it should be Righteous Fire area effect, but that's just me. Yeah, it's pretty simple. To go over the pricing of most of this stuff in the build, it's no longer in any form a budget build. Like originally it was just Supreme Ego Impossible Escape, and forget the other one. Oh, that's the other upgrade I made. Yeah, I fractured the temple mod. Loggers, log in. But to go over the pricing of everything, so the Elegant Hubris Caspiro is what you would need. I'll put this all in the description. 30 chaos, I guess now. It was 20 last time I looked. It's going up a little bit. Or it could just be that time of night. Explode tattoos, 16 of these bad boys. Oops. Yeah, still up around 10 chaos. Maybe more in bulk if you don't want to trade that many times for it. Oriath still around 10, 8, oh, 9 divines. The Flame and Flesh combo, though. Oh, man. I think people are catching on to it. It feels really nice when it does explode. So it used to be I got mine for like 1 div total with live searches. Now it's going up there. It's like almost 4.5. Yeah. Max fire res. Oh, it's at 40 chaos. I guess. No, it was at 50 before, I think. Int gems. Looks like it might go down in prices since they buffed the league mechanic. And then the other potential upgrades. So in the future for this, you would probably drop Death's Rush with Mage Blood, and then you would no longer need this for resistances. So what you could do instead is you could get Calandra's Touch and then spam Delirium Essences over and over until you got fire damage, and then go for an Ashling. And then you would just... Suffixes can't be changed. Scour, Blocker, Craft Mana, or whatever. Slam. Hoping to get T1 life. Once you got T1 life, cool. And the base that I snagged for this, I don't think I'm going to push it any further. Would be max 1 endurance charge, and that's just because of Jug Ascendancy over here. More AoE, more damage per charge. Oh. Yeah. Oh. I love stacking endurance charges. Plus it would also help with your max hits, since I'm also taking this node. Even though the first line is useless since I went for a life armor. But yeah, there's a bunch of ways you could I could take it, but I don't really feel like min-massing it anymore. I've had a couple of things pop up and interest me more, and I want to try Righteous Fire on a different ascendancy that I haven't tried before, so I'll be doing that. Alright, y'all have a good one.